Dr. Rachel Griffiths, and I'm with my father and partner in Aquatics,
Dr. Tom Griffiths.
Welcome to the Drowning Files, where each week we share a lawsuit we've been involved in or another true story with suggestions to learn from these tragedies to save lives. What case do you have today?
Lately, we've been talking about news stories, media accounts of drownings and electrocutions and accidents around the water. And today, we get back to one of our lawsuits that just recently settled in one of our southern states. And this is a fairly unusual case, rarely happens in the past, but more recently, we've been seeing more and more of these types of cases where the lifeguard who is put on duty and in charge of supervising swimmers has not been fully certified and qualified by their lifeguarding instructor. That's the major premise here. So if I can recount this drowning case that occurred just recently, and the lawsuit settled rather quickly. This was a very large campground type of resort that had a water park, a series of swimming pools, a large campground, very, very popular, busy place. And near the end of the summer, end of August, where this resort had a lack of lifeguards that were available to be on surveillance duty, they tried to certify lifeguards quickly near the end of the summer. And one of these young men was put on duty, a large L-shaped pool with a shallow body of water, and then the bottom of the L was deeper water. And he was alone by himself at this large pool. He was surveying the swimmers in the water. And this adult swimmer, a little bit older, not too old, was swimming along. And all of a sudden, she got close to the ladder. Her swimming strokes deteriorated. She wasn't making very good progress towards the ladder. She did grab the ladder and then let go of it and ended up face down in the water. The lifeguard was scanning, saw her stop in the water, have some difficulty, but then he looked away at a water slide that wasn't in his pool, but in a water feature, a water park that was away from him. So he took his eyes off the water. By that time, she submerged. Eventually, others noticed her in distress in the water, yelled out, made a fuss. He responded, got to her, but didn't do anything to assist in her recovery and resuscitation in the pool. And so the attorneys for the family charged that this facility was negligent because this lifeguard was not adequately trained. And they uncovered the records. All the records were subpoenaed, and that's why if the listeners are out there, trained lifeguards, they have to keep great records, very meticulous records that are complete and accurate and honest. And what we found reviewing these records, that this lifeguard, of the 26 to 30 hours that he was required to participate in for his certificate, his lifeguarding certificate, he did not participate in half of those hours. On top of that, he did not pass his written exam. They had to go back. The instructor went over the questions and gave him the answers. So he never really passed the exam. And then much of the water work was never completed by this student. I actually felt bad for the lifeguard because he was under the impression that he was a fully certified lifeguard. when in fact this instructor, who didn't have enough candidates, didn't have enough time, just cut corners and illegally gave this candidate a lifeguarding certificate when he really wasn't fully certified or qualified to be a lifeguard. And so the lawsuit settled rather quickly. I can't tell the amount of money. It was confidential. I wasn't told it. But this isn't the only case like that. Now in the United States, we see this occurring too often, where because there's a lifeguard shortage and because facility owners and operators believe that they have to get a warm body up in that lifeguard station, they will rush candidates through and get them in the guard chair before they've completed all the prerequisite, all the requirement, bookwork, videos, and water work to be a fully certified lifeguard. We see this happening more and more. There's several cases that I'm aware of now in the United States where the instructor became a rogue instructor and felt that he was doing the right thing by giving these lifeguards minimal amount of information and water work to get them up in the guard chair. But really, what happens is they put someone in a position of failure where they don't understand the full lifeguarding process and requirements and responsibility of being a certified lifeguard at poolside. So this was a case that settled quickly because there was so much information leading to the fact that this lifeguard was not only not qualified, but truly not certified. He may have had a lifeguard certificate, but it really wasn't a legal lifeguard certificate because he didn't complete the entire program.
And parents should be reminded, just another reason that, well, most lifeguards there are a lot of great lifeguards and they are heroes and do a great job. You just never know. And they can't watch all kids all the time. So that the parent and caregiver are the first line of defense, and they are the only ones who are watching their child the whole time. And then, of course, a lifeguard is a good layer of protection, but also you just never know what is going on with that lifeguard.
Right. And we see this all the time. We've had drowning cases with the best of lifeguards on duty who have been really trained to be a great lifeguard, and just a variety of forces come together to force this individual, this well-trained and conscientious individual, to miss the drowning event. It happens all the time. And facilities have to be more upfront and more honest with their patrons who come to their facilities to say, we train our lifeguards and they're fully certified and qualified, but you know your child best. You need to watch your child in the water. And if you see anyone under the surface of the water who's not moving, who's unresponsive, tell the lifeguard, let them know, and be a part of our safety team. So you bring out a very good point. And as I keep saying over and over, and it's not my phrase, you've heard it before, but it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to prevent a drowning.